Alright, what's going on, guys? So here we go again. Now that we've left extra film from the back portion of the vinyl that we cut out, we're going to shift it forward, alright? So you can see that I've already placed the knifeless tape inside the door, so I can wrap inside the door a little bit further. That way we have full coverage, and I've masked everything off on top of that. So what we want to do is position this so that we have full coverage. And then let's bring this down a little bit. So now look at this already. Now down here, I'm not sure if you can see in the video in the front, but we only have about 4 inches. So all I gotta do is contour the film down slightly. And this doesn't affect the directional film very much at all, if anything at all. We're still running it generally in the same direction. So what we want to do is we want to break this down into a couple of sections. So this is what I like to do. I like to pull the backing paper off, and you'll see up until the point where it starts to go into the door, and then I trim that door part off and wrap it separately. So we'll open the door all the way, get it out of our way. Let's get the backing paper. Okay, so I'm going to have to move my magnets. Perfect. What I want to do right now is get rid of this. I have my backing cutter somewhere here. Cool. Or you just rip it. Anyways, there we go. Let's get it out of the way. Cool. So, as we can see, we have a mess. We need to fix this mess. So what I'm going to do right now is pull this under and anchor it down with a magnet. Let's just do this. And let's anchor this down right here. Let's keep it a little bit taut. Let's put a couple of magnets down. This way we can be sure that we're not going to pull the vinyl off. And now what we want to do is, this is a heavy, heavy, heavy recess, okay? We do not want to stretch into this recess. You can, but I do not want to. So what we're going to do is we're going to lay the film into the recess, right? As we always do. I'm going to do that from the top part. So what I want to do is I'm going to draw the film slightly in this way. Find that hard body line right there. Try not to get bound up with your finger if you're not using a glove. And let's lock it in, all right? Same idea, we're going to run it back a bit. So I'm going to remove my magnets. And I'm going to draw the film back slightly. Okay? This is what we want. I grabbed my other yellow tool squeegee, the one that's more conformable, since I like this one a little bit more. And it's got a monkey strip on it and it glides really nice. And this is what we want to do. Okay? I want to start getting the bottom down. Let's get this down. This is just how I want to do it, so you don't have to start in the bottom. But it's super easy, so let's just do it. Okay. Let's get a little shield guard on this. I'm just going to spray it on. What I want to do again, pull a little bit back and down. Let's get the gas tank outlined right there. Done. Now we know we're not going to get any particles, just in case there's some particles in there. We're not going to get any particles behind the wrap. Okay, look. Just gradually over a large area, we stretch the film. Let's bring this back. Let's lock all that in. Perfect. Now for the top section. This is what I want to do. I want to release this right here, look. I want this to come in. Look how it's coming in right now. Perfect. Exactly what I want. So now we have the vinyl falling in to this recessed area because I stretched it a little bit this way and a little bit this way. This creates, again, what are we doing? Laying in. There's going to be next to no tension. There'll be a little bit, but we're reducing how much tension we're creating drastically. And I'm just keeping the vinyl a little taut so I can keep the wrinkles away. So look at this hard edge right here. This is a huge 90-degree bend. And I do not recommend stretching into this one. Once we get the vinyl into the area, then we can put a little more tension and pull out. See how that goes? Over here, we start to get bound up a little bit. It's a little cool in here today. So we just have to keep tension on the film slightly so that we keep the wrinkles away. Perfect, now we're heading up. And I haven't stretched the film into that recess, not even 2%. Cool, look, fold back. Let's get the wrinkles out. All right, now that we're here, what I want to do is bring the film back a bit this way. There's a vacuum, guys, sorry about that. And then I can pull this way. So all we're doing now is we're pulling across a flat area as opposed to stretching into a recessed area. Pulling across a flat area is much better. The fact that you have a large flat area that the vinyl has to contract against, which makes it very less likely, if likely at all, for the vinyl to pull back. Now, if we stretch too much near the edge, we're going to run into another issue, which is pull back on the edges. So we don't want to do that either. Cool, so that's all done there. All down here, this is all done. We got to finish down here. A little bit of air left in there. Cool. Let's do this area. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glass it out slightly around these little gill things. And what I want to do is go for them first. I should be using a wrap glove. And you want to go for the heaviest recessed portion of these little gill things first. Which the heaviest recessed area is right where I'm pushing. You can't really feed the vinyl into an area like this. It becomes very challenging. So we do have to bridge this gap. It's not a lot of stretch, but it is up there. I'm putting pretty firm pressure with my finger. I made a mistake here because I got ahead of myself. There we go. Putting pretty firm pressure with my finger so that I make sure I get all the air out. And at the same time, the pressure will keep the wrinkles away. Cool? So that section is done. Now I'll work everything else around it. Again, we have another recess here, which I don't want to stretch into, so I'm going to lay into it. Okay, another recess right there, that's where it is. So I've already laid into it, so now what we can do, we can take our film and stretch out a little bit. And then let's finish up the very last little bit right here on the bottom. So what I'm going to do now is just, while I'm down here, is trim out the bottom section here. Finish off this area where the window is. So what we can do now is we can put a big old relief cut right where this window is. Cool? Check that out. Now the film drops down again, right? So now, again, we're not stretching into this recess, we're continuing to lay into it. I'm keeping a slight bit of tension on it to keep the wrinkles away. I would have dropped my squeegee, but it has a magnet on it, so it's pretty awesome actually. Alright, let's do around the top section of the window. Alright, now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to finish off this bottom piece so I can do my knifeless tape and get the door closed and kind of out of the way. I'll worry about the top after. So again, what I want to do is tuck in to this slightly first. This seal gets extremely tight across the top, just so you know. So you can't even actually lift the film and tuck in. And then what I'm going to do is trim a little bit closer. Too much blade sticking out, there we go. Just to give myself about 1/8 of an inch to be able to tuck in. So now, wrap stick time. What we can do is lift initially on this front edge of the seal, the window trim, sorry. That helps get it up. This is the best place, honestly, to lift the film, or sorry, to lift the trim. And then, we lead with the wrap stick and follow with the squeegee. Always pushing up more or less, so we don't come down with the wrap stick and then cut into the vinyl. There we go. So you can see the vinyl has, or sorry, the trim has a lot of give right here, but not so much around here. Cool. That is good. And then what we're going to do is we're going to start laying in. You guys want to see the door area? Let's do it. And I'll bring the camera down. Let's do it up. All right, so this is an area where we're gonna want a tad bit of heat. Let's bring it down, there we go. So you can see, because I pulled the vinyl down a bit, the vinyl is already wanting to stretch into this area. Fantastic, this is what we want. There will come a time, a part of this, where I need to add a bit of heat. But for the most part, I don't need to add a lot of heat right now. I always love doing this part, I don't know why. It's the nice detailed stuff. Just get a better perspective. I got a little bit of air in here still. Cool, there it's gone. We're going to feed the vinyl into this area. You do not want to stretch over and then try to make the vinyl stick into it. That's just a bad idea all around. And then once we get the vinyl into the recess nicely, what we can do is stretch out a little bit. You might not need any heat at all. If we try to stretch into this recess by bridging the gap, it's definitely going to fail, first of all. Oh, there's marks on it. I don't know, I feel like this portion of the car was repainted because there's like a white haze on the paint. I'm not really sure what that's about. Alright, so let's overlap the knifeless tape. Cool, it's right there. Down here I'll probably need a bit of heat just to get this to bend. Cool. So what I want to do is just glass it out a little bit. See, I can't stretch it in there, it won't go. So we have to just glass it out a little bit, heat it up, and then push and feed it into these recesses. So this concept right here is very similar to how I would do, like how I did the rear quarter panel on this car just now. We're feeding the vinyl in to the recess as opposed to stretching it into the recess. If you wouldn't stretch it into here, then why would you stretch it into there? That's this angle right here looks the same as this angle right here, and it's probably about equal amount of stretch and tension. Cool. So it doesn't take too long to do, right? But you do a nice job. You want to do a nice job. Let's take our knifeless tape and let's give it a pull. Alright, not sure if you guys can see that. So take the knifeless tape, fold it over itself, and put your thumb over top of it, press down pretty firmly, and then let's give it a pull. Any wrinkles I got on the edge I can always push down on. We have to go over it. Done. So I have this beautiful line on the inside. Might as well get rid of this tape while I'm here. Don't need it anymore. We're going to do the front section of the car. Yeah, cool. Let's trim off that little bit right here. Excellent. Let's go back to what we were doing. I can close the door and get it out of the way so you guys can see more about what's going on over there and here. I don't want to close it all the way because the vinyl it'll overlap the vinyl, so let's pull the vinyl back. There we go, and then stick it underneath. Cool. Let's take this section right here now, guys. Let's do it. Pull it back a little bit, and let's just contour it to the panel. So with me contouring the film like this, what it's doing right now is it's pulling in here and here. I don't really have to pull down, look. I'm just pulling down to glass it out. Now look, it's pulling in over the top. All I have to do is pull it over the top to glass it out. But otherwise, it wants to sit around that top edge. And so when it comes to stretching it down to the front here, it's going to be a breeze, and it's going to want to hug itself. So let's go bring it down a little bit more. Cool. That's probably about all I need to do. I should have full coverage now. So again, look, my lines, they're running across. Let's anchor it in. Cool. Just hold it there. So this is how you ensure that you have enough for your doors, and you have enough for the side skirt, and you have enough for the pillar and everything. Let's finish off the rest. So a little more tension, not much, and boom, let's lock it in, all right? Now, what I want to do is tuck in firmly, and I'm going to get a better squeegee for that. I'm going to get a firm squeegee so that I can tuck in firmly, and a more pointy one, which is, I have it here. All right. So Yellow Tools made this squeegee right here. It's got one pointy corner and 3 rounded, but it's a little bit thinner, and I like it. So it's great for pushing in to these recesses and getting the film in a little bit deeper. But you don't want to, so what you want to do is you want to put the rounded corner at the end that you're bringing the squeegee across. You don't want to go across with the pointy corner, because you might cut it. I'm not dragging the squeegee, but you never know. But I can tuck in here like insane because the squeegee is nice and firm. And that trim does not come off, all right? It's riveted on. I've had a look at it. So don't even, you can try if you want to. I'm just letting you know, you might be wasting your time. Perfect. No magnet in it, so we're going to rest it on the roof. And then we're going to take our blade and cut in the recess. Very, 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 very carefully, all right? Always keeping a good eye on what's happening as I'm cutting. Staying close and positioning yourself behind your blade. But like, oh, sorry, not behind your blade, over top of your blade. So now we've got that done. Now, I'll go over with the more rounded edge. And we can kind of drag the squeegee a bit, but you don't want to drag it too much. What's nice about the seal is that it does have some give. And sorry, I do apologize. Maybe some of these do come off. The last one that I did, it was riveted on. So it had metal rivets. Cool. That section's done. Let's do down here. Let's move the camera over. And let's get the film in behind here slightly. Now with this being a black car, we don't have to go nuts and cut way down in there. Sorry, and wrap way down in there. If this is a white car, I would probably loosen the fender a little bit. All in all, it's just so that you don't have any ugly or any color showing from the paint. Alright, so I masked off the window, so I need to trim on the window where I've taped. Try not to ever cut on the glass. Your blade can scratch it permanently. Especially carbide blades. Perfect. It gets a little tricky here. We want to make sure that we get in and nicely tucked into the seal right here. All right. So there's a seal that I'm going to be lifting afterwards. Or not, actually. I can cut pretty close to it. Then I don't even have to lift it. We just want to make sure we've got all the air out. Cool. I know you guys can't see that, so that's why a point of view camera would be super helpful. So we can get this tape out of the way. Almost at 30 minutes. And pretty much almost done. I got another 5 to 7 minutes left. Take this tape out of the way. Got to finish this little bit off down here. So we can see that there's not much of a transition issue here, even though I stretched the vinyl down. I'm going to restart the video right now. It's going to run out in 40 seconds. And here we go. Tuck into this top section here where the trim goes. Make sure I'm being thorough before I do any cutting. back of the blade, on the back of the panel. Yeah, so as far as cutting on the glass goes, I mean, I'm not angry at Justin Pate for this one, but he said that we could cut on the glass, and that's not a good idea because I scratched my own glass. So at least I learned on my own car, which is fine. If I can teach you guys one thing, it's that. So. Cool, so as far as the very corner goes, I'm going to use the wrap stick to tuck in there. Let's get under that seal. That squeegee's not going to do it. I need a bit wider with the buffer to get in the corner. Awesome. And let's go over the seal just to lift it out and up, just in case I pushed it down. Sometimes that happens. I'm slipping here. I can see that I kind of pushed the seal down a little bit in some spots. Sometimes it'll just fold over itself. So let's get it popped back up into its natural spot. Moving on to other things in a second. Awesome. Let's get this out of the way. Let you guys have a look at all this when it's done. We're almost there. I just have the wheel well and the trunk area to do. Cool, so let's go back here. Pretty awesome, right? I'm just gonna throw my wrap stick there, and let's do this. Let's use the heat, and let's have it stay plugged in. All right. What I need to do first is trim on this tape side, okay? I'll show you why, and I'll explain in a second. So what we want to do is we want to trim on that taped side because we need to push the vinyl in. But I want to trim this piece out first. So I'm going to use my wrap stick to get into this recess really nicely. If this was a white car, I might loosen this a little bit. The wrap stick will actually allow me to get into here really nicely though. And even it's actually a nice gap, so I don't even really need the wrap stick. Maybe when I get near to the end, no, we got lots of tuck. Cool. So let's get this cut. It's so hard to get used to using a pouch, but I'm getting used to it. And then here. So as far as doing these mirrors go, I probably won't do a video on them. I have a video on them, and I'll post a video of the mirrors. I'll post a link to it. As far as the trunk goes, let's do this. I've masked off the top of the trunk so that I will be able to open it up. I like wrapping the quarter panel with the trunk closed. I find it's a little bit easier. All right, so for this area here, guys, let's do it. Let's trim off a bunch of that. So now, with this section gone and this section gone, I don't have this stopping me and this part stopping me right here from laying the vinyl in without resistance. That's just added resistance if you leave that there. It will help if I squeeze it all the air out, which is right here. There we go. I'm gonna pull in a little bit around the corner right here. Perfect. And this is a fairly thin fender. There isn't a very large lip on the inside. So we just go up about 1/4 of an inch. Run your finger over it so everything's smooth. And then we trim it out. Back side of the blade, super smooth if you do that. Just hitting the plastic mud guard in there. Perfect. Let's go over it with a bit of heat. A little bit down there. Get this off, and then we have the trunk section to do, which I'll bring you guys around for. I'll do this gas tank later. I'm not really concerned about it right now. It's easy. So let's show you what's going on over here. Cool. Alright, so what I want to do is I'm going to tuck in, probably with the trunk up. Let's pull that back. And is there a button back here? I do not see one. So I have the key right here. Let's pop it. Awesome. So make sure your vinyl is pulled back. Cool, now we have better access, right? So what I'm going to do is lay into this glass right now. The thing is, like, if you guys know me and you guys have been following me for a while, I never used to switch my squeegees up much, but now I do. There is a better squeegee for certain things. I just find it's good to have one firm and one soft. That out of the way. Let's get the wrap stick under here and get this all tucked in. So as I was cleaning it, I pushed the seal down. Just totally fine, I just left it down. And then I knew I could pop it up afterwards and have full coverage. Nothing worse than tape that doesn't come off properly. All right, grand finale right here, guys, on the very edge. How far in do we need to go? Not far. Because this is very flat, taper all the way down. We don't have to go in that far. And then for down here, on this bottom corner, do a little pre-stretch, get it around, shoot it with a bit of heat, and we're good. Got a little wrinkle on the edge there. Let's get rid of that. Perfect. okay with that. It is looking pretty sharp. The vinyl is a tad warm, but I'm gonna go for the cut anyways. Perfect. And then we're going to do the bottom section here. Just want to make sure you guys can see. Fantastic. And the whole quarter panel is finished. So with the door and the quarter panel, I think we're looking at about an hour. I have the side skirt to do still if you want to see it. I mean, it's not really anything. So I'm gonna wrap that now, but I might make you guys wait a little bit. But let's have a look at the car. Cool? Let's check it out from the front end. Cool, got the front bumper to remove still. I definitely need some wheels on it. I know it's winter time here, so. And let's do a quick walk over, guys. All right. Looks good. Everything's tucked in. Down here. All here. Wheel well, all in there, and then the door. So I'm gonna do the door handle, slap it back on so that we have that. I have also a video on the door handle, I believe. Guys, if you think this is a wicked color, give it a thumbs up. I know I said it already, but I think it looks pretty awesome. It'd be nice to see some real wheels on it. Or sorry, not some real wheels, just like some not winter wheels. And yeah, anyways guys, if you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you guys want to see more and what this looks like in the end, hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching. Take care.